Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Carrie. This is where I talk about knitting, my tips, my tricks, my opinions, and my preferences. There's a lot going on in the knitting community right now. The big news is, Ravelry has updated their website, and it's kind of been a mess. So we're going to talk about that today, and I'm going to share with you what I'm currently working on with my needles. So if you want to find out all about it, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let's share some knit tea. I'm going to first show you what I am working on right now. This is a front piece of a cover-up that I have been working on for quite some time. I started designing this in my head a while ago, and I finally started putting the design on paper and planning it out, and so I am now working on knitting, and I am up to the armhole shaping. This is going to be basically a sleeveless tunic tank top kind of summer cover up. So that is what I'm working on today. That's what I'm going to knit while we have our little knit tea together. Editing Carrie here. So don't usually like to start a video with my disembodied voice, but I have a big announcement regarding my channel that I want to share with everyone. And that's actually was the initial reason I sat down to shoot. I am going to be sharing that announcement at the end of the video, so please stick around for that. But as I was about to shoot this video, I really dug into all the stuff that was happening with Ravelry, and I was like, you know what? I feel like I need to talk about that as well. And because I didn't really plan this very well, how I shot it, I don't think really gives the full weight that the issues around Ravelry deserve. So that's why I'm editing this video in such a way to really front load the Ravelry situation and discuss that, because I think it deserves to be centered. So I have a love-hate relationship with Ravelry. I love Ravelry as a source for patterns and independent designers. I think it's a great platform for independent designers to sell their work, and I've gotten quite a few things off of it that I really have enjoyed. I've never really used the notebook function all that much. I never have had the time nor the inclination to inventory my entire stash and everything on Ravelry or track my work I'm working on. I've tried at various times. I try to post at least my finished objects on it, but I prefer a physical notebook and writing notes down as I'm working. But that probably has a lot to do with the fact that most times, not all the time, but most times I'm working on projects that I'm like designing myself, because I like designing my own projects. I like the challenge of it. I like the puzzle of it. I think as a social media platform, Ravelry is not fantastic. I think it's just sort of hard to navigate all the different boards, what groups to join into or not join into. I find it overwhelming. I don't think it's really a social media platform anyway. I think Ravelry is really more a library, a pattern library platform that has some social media aspects to it. I'm sure other people on Ravelry have a totally different feeling, and they really feel like they're engrossed in the community boards or a community board or what have you. And if so, great. I've just never been able to figure it out. My biggest complaint, though, about Ravelry has been the look of it. I've never have liked the aesthetics of Ravelry. I've always thought that it looked messy and kind of amateurish. There, said it. And in the past, I never wanted to knock Ravelry over any of those aesthetics, because really, it's a mom and pop operation. Ravelry is not like Facebook or Twitter that has this huge engineering department with coders and designers and all of these people running it. It is a very small team of people, and it's very much a mom and pop operation, like I said. And I have nothing but respect for the amount of work they put into it to provide the amount of functionality that it does provide, even if I find some of the aspects of it kind of wonky. That being said, they are running a business, they are running a website, and they have just updated their look. And I was very excited to see what Ravelry was changing into in terms of its aesthetics. And my initial first impression was overall positive. I overall have liked the new look of Ravelry. I think it's cleaner. I think it's more professional looking. I think their logo is so much better now. I think they're actually providing like useful badges. They've really like gotten with the times in terms of web design, looks, aesthetics, logos, everything. I still think that their buttons look like trash. I'm being harsh here, but it's true. Let me see if I can find one that's specific, because it was just like, I was like, this is so ugly. Why are you using this? I'm looking at the button for their search box, and it's this very 1990s computer teal blue with a drop shadow, and the corners are not rounded in any way, and it looks outdated. And they have a website now that's aesthetics is trying to be much more modern and all current, and then they have this button that is like from the 1990s. But that's a very minor detail and not one I would expect everybody to be like focused on, but it's just something that just stands out like a sore thumb to me. You know, anytime a beloved website updates their look, there's always going to be people who hate it, who are going to be like,
oh my god, I hate it, I like the way it used to be.
and if that's all the controversy around Ravelry was about, was just people having an argument over the aesthetics, like whatever. But as it turns out, there is a much bigger problem with the Ravelry update than just aesthetics, and it has to do with accessibility. So the login page has this animation to it, and they put animation in a few other places, and there have been many, many reports that these animations and various other decisions they made in terms of aesthetics and the layout are causing people issues with migraines and seizures. Headaches, migraines, and seizures. I take people at their word that this is happening and that the webpage is having an adverse effect on their health. And I take them at their word. I don't have the technical or medical knowledge to know why that could be happening, how that could be happening. I just don't know. If you know, please comment down below. I would love to hear about it. But I think Ravelry, I think they made a good faith effort to create a new aesthetic for the website that would be much more modern and much more pleasing. I don't think it ever occurred to them that there could be an accessibility issue with some of the decisions that they made. And clearly there was. And I don't think, based on what I've been seeing on Twitter and what I've been reading on the community boards on Ravelry, I don't think the team at Ravelry has done a great job in addressing these concerns. Ravelry, in their attempt to address this problem, what they have opted to do is to keep the new look. After you log in, you can opt to toggle the website back to its classic look. So you can press a button and you get the classic look back. Ravelry is insisting that the classic look is what it always was. It never caused any problems. However, there are many people who are still coming back and saying, no, even when I toggle back to the classic look, I'm still getting headaches and I'm still getting a migraine. And again, I'm going to take people at their word that they are experiencing this. And it makes me sad because I think Ravelry is a labor of love for the owners of the site, and I think that they have overall had such a positive impact on the knitting community, and they at times have taken some very controversial stances in support of marginalized people, including LGBTQ, BIPOC. I mean, Ravelry was trending on Twitter last year because they said, we aren't going to allow any more MAGA designs, you know, Trump designs on our website. And they lost some users because of it, but they made a principled stance. And they did it for LGBTQ, BIPOC, and other marginalized people. And, I have a hard time looking at Ravelry who have made such bold moves like that, then turn around in terms of accessibility issues and have such a poor response. Editing Carrie here. I just want to clarify in terms of what Ravelry is failing at in terms of responding to these accessibility problems. The overall criticism that I'm seeing is that Ravelry is doing a very poor job communicating with people in the disability community about the issues with the site, that they are being slow in making changes to keep the site accessible, and also that their tone towards these issues have been ableist and condescending. I don't feel I am an expert enough to get into all the details of what the problem is. So I am going to link to some blog posts about this in the description box below. I will say that what Ravelry has done is go into great detail in the development and decision process for this new design, which I'm about to cover next. Like, Ravelry has a whole long story about how they developed this new aesthetic that they have. Okay, when Cassidy was done, we started testing the new look in waves. First with our friends and family and the mods, then with larger pools of designers, yarnies, LYS owners, and other fiber industry people. Then with randomly selected Ravelers who had opted in to beta test. We changed a lot. When we felt we had addressed the common concerns, we decided it was time to share with everyone. So that's what they stated. So when redesigning the look of the website, they did consult with a lot of people, but clearly they did not think to specifically consult with anybody around accessibility issues, especially around neuro disorders. And I think that has to do with probably a certain level of ableism, but I think it also has to do with this is a mom and pop operation. And I think that the size of this platform that they have created ran up against the limitations of having a small team of people running the site. And I'm back again from the editing time to say, we'll be super duper clear that just because Ravelry is run by a small team of people, that in no way is an acceptable excuse for how they are handling the situation now. It is a professional site because it is a business site. And if you're going to run a business with a large platform, you are responsible for making sure that your site remains accessible. And Ravelry clearly failed at that. And they are still falling down. And I'm going to get into that now. I don't know how they're going to fix it. I don't think there's any easy solutions. I think that's one of the problems that the people at Ravelry are having is I think they want to find an easy, quick solution, and there isn't one. Clearly, they don't want to just take the site back into classic mode altogether and work on fixing these accessibility issues and then relaunching it again. Clearly, they do not want to do that. And don't get me wrong, I don't like the classic look, but I'm not going to be triggered by a seizure. It doesn't matter whether I like it or not because I'm fine either way. It's not okay. People's safety is being put at risk, And if they need to hire somebody an expert who really understands these issues around web design and accessibility and neuro disorders, then you need to hire that person, because no website should be causing somebody vertigo or migraines or seizures. Like, that is not acceptable. And as important Ravelry has been to the knitting community, it is not okay for that website to be harming people in the fiber community. So they got to get figured out. I just wanted to give a quick update on some of the changes that Ravelry has made up to this point. They are still offering the opportunity to transition into the classic mode for the website. The problem is you have to log in first to do that. And if you erase your cookies or anything like that, then you have to toggle back into classic mode again. So it's not an ideal solution from what I am understanding from people who are affected by these problems. In addition, Ravelry has added a pause button for the animations that are on the login page and removed animated logos elsewhere on the site. Finally, they did put up a survey asking people's feedback on the new look, and it does have a section specific for people in the disability community. So they are taking some steps. At the same time, just anecdotally, from what I'm seeing from people on Twitter, it doesn't seem like it's still enough. I'm going to go back to this. I think that Ravelry really is trying to find a quick, fast solution to a problem that has no quick, fast solution. So thank you for watching up to this point, and now for the big announcement. I finally did it! My channel hit over 100 subscribers. Woo! Yes! So excited! Thank you so much to everyone who has supported my channel. I started this back in October, November of last year, and 100 subscribers, again, as I always say, like, I'm just a little tiny speck of dust floating across the YouTube radar, but it's a big milestone for me, and because of you subscribing to my channel and showing your support, I now have a personalized YouTube address. So I am youtube.com/CarrieCraftGeek. So much easier to remember than a random string of characters. So much easier. As a thank you to all of you who have supported my channel during this time, and hopefully will be supporting my channel into the future, I have a special thank you gift, and I want to give you a free pattern. So the way to get the free pattern is very simple. One, make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel and comment down below with, your reaction to Ravelry, just letting me know what you think of the channel, if you have any suggestions on what you'd like to see me cover, any topics you'd like me to cover. I love to hear about it. Just comment down below after you subscribe. And two, in order for me to send you the free pattern, I need an email address. So if you go to my website, knitswhereit'sat.weebly.com, you can sign up for my newsletter. Now, I don't want you to worry. I'm not going to spam you all the time with Carrie Crocky, Knits Where It's At, Etsy store. No. I just want to be able to occasionally send you an update. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If so, please give it a thumbs up and share it with all your friends. That helps the YouTube algorithm know that I am a channel worth checking out. And if you haven't already, please hit subscribe and the notification bell, which will let you know whenever I upload a new video. If you'd like to find me on social media, you can find all that information down in the description box. I hope that you have a wonderful day, evening, weekend, weeknight, whenever you may be watching this. And as always, happy health and happy knitting. Bye! Splitty yarn. Why must you cause so many problems? Why do I insist on loving you? That's what true love is, though, isn't it? True love is loving something, not not just in spite of its flaws, but because of them too. I think that, sorry. Okay, sorry. Got distracted by email. So this is what I'm working on right now. You can't see a whole, I will try to take some photos. Sorry, I'm laughing because things are just falling off my desk right now. This is just a little thank you. Well, thank you to everyone who has supported my channel, and hopefully, like I said, will continue supporting my channel.